Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Super Player NegativeAE, and welcome back to another episode of Steins Gate Zero. Last we left off, we had just shifted into another world line. So I don't know what happened or why we shifted in. Let's look at the log real quick so we can remember where we are. Oh yeah, it's like right after the Maho explanation of what she meant to her, or what Kurisu meant to her. I was standing in the middle of the room, holding my phone. There was no question that was reading Steiner. The word line has changed. You know what I've kind of noticed? Is that when the world line changes to a different path, it kind of like changes the world around me. But why? What was the cause? Was it that message from Amadeus? No, I could worry about the cause later. For now, I needed to know what was going on. I looked around the lab. The place hadn't seemed to change much, but several people were missing. The missing ones were Kade, Fubuki, and Ferris. Daru was still sitting in front of his PC like always. And Mayuri was in the kitchen making instant coffee. She handed the steaming hot coffee to Maho, who was sitting on the sofa. Maho, have some coffee. It'll calm you down. Thanks. I'll take it. Maho? Maho was here at the lab? Before the world line changed, she should have been at her office in Wako City. Come to think of it, I haven't had anything to eat all day. I can't blame you after what happened. Want some food? All we've got is chicken wings and bananas and snacks, though. Or I could get a boxed lunch from the convenience store, or maybe we could order pizza. Thanks, but I'm okay. I'm not hungry. I'll need to change hotels too after what happened. I'll probably have to fill some... Hold on, just explain what happened after the shooting, or after the thing, after what happened. Like every... Shouldn't you just rest today? You look pale. You can stay here at the lab if you want. Are we at the world line? Are we at the previous world line? Suzu's not here, so you have the place to yourself. Are we in the other world line where we with the time machine? And we got attacked today at Daru's place? You know what I'm talking about? I listened for a while, but all I learned was that something bad had happened to Maho, and she was staying here for a while. Did it have something to do with Amadeus being taken over? Hiyajo, what happened? Maho, Daru, and Mayuri all seemed stunned at the question. What do you mean, what happened? Oh, I'm just having trouble taking it all in? What happened to Amadeus? Did you get the connection back online? I tried asking, but Maho just frowned as if she didn't know how to answer. Does that mean Amadeus wasn't taken over at all in this world line? Can I view... Wait. What? Can I view the previous messages? There's nobody in Wako City office right now. Why would she be sending me around? Yes. I screamed when I realized Moeko was right behind me. Where did you come from? I've been behind you the whole time. Sure, I may not stand out much, but seeing you look like you just ran into a ghost kind of hurts, you know. Were you here the whole time?
いた。
Did that mean I told Moeka she could come into the lab? What was going on here?
無人って
What do you mean
どう
empty?
いうことだ。
She was probably talking about the Brain Science Institute's office in Walko City. No one was there?
閉鎖してるから。
Closed.
閉鎖
Closed? Moeka's fingers raced over the phone. I just explained this. There was a gas leak at the lab yesterday. The facility's been locked down until they determine the cause. Dr. Yajo and Professor Leskinen had moved their lab to Tokyo Denki University in the meantime.
ガス漏れ事故
There was a gas
昨
leak
日
yesterday. I didn't remember that. The world line change must have altered the past.
それでヒヤジ
So
ョさん
Hiyajo came here.
言ったでしょ。
I
それ
just
もあるけど、
told you, remember?
今朝ホ
That's
テル
part
の
of
部
it.
屋が荒らされた
But
って。
someone ransacked my hotel room this morning.
それでやむなく
So Moeka told me how to contact
渡部さん
you.
に
Did
連
you
絡を取った
forget?
のよ。
よく無事だったな。
I'm glad you were okay. Did you run into the thief?
ええ、運が良かった
No, I
わ。
was lucky. You could say that it
桐
was
生さん
thanks
の
to
おかげか
Kuryu.
も言え。不幸中の幸い。
It was only the bit of luck that we had. So that's how. I kind of understood how Maho had arrived
とこ
here.
ろで
By the way,
Kagari
where's
wa-
Kagari? Daru looked at me again, confused. But Mayori smiled.
今頃岩手かな。
I think she's in
家族の人に
Awate
会え
right
て
now?
るといいね。
I hope she gets to see her family. Awate? Why Awate? Where did that come from?
家族の人が
They
見つかった
found her family?
そ
Yep.
れで
So Luca and Luca's dad and Suzu all went to see them.
鈴葉がついてるから
Suzu's with
大丈
them,
夫
so
っし
it'll
ょ
be fine.
家族
Family?
岩手
Iwate. That is weird. Things had changed more than I'd imagined. If Kagari was in Iwate, that means we hadn't been attacked last night too. So instead of attacking Kagari, they hit Maho's hotel room. This was getting confusing. I knew it would make her think I was a weirdo, but I had Maho explain to me what happened once more. From what she said, most of yesterday hadn't changed much. Maho, Daru, Fubuki, Kade, and Ne and I had all gone to Yanabiyashi Shrine. Lukako, Mayori, Kagari, Suzuha, and Ferris were all helping at the shrine in their priestesses' outfits. That fit with what I remembered. This is where shit gets interesting. I like this part. After that, we went to Lukako's house and we had a small New Year's party. And then Lukako's father shared some surprising news with us. He found out that someone who might be a relative of Kagari's lived in Awate. In Awada. Awate? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Everyone was excited, but because if they found a relative, it might be the key to getting Kagari's memories back. So early this morning, Lukako and Suzuha went with them to Awate. Meanwhile, Maho had gotten a call from Dr. Leskinen on her way back from the party. That's when he told her about the gas leak at the office in Walko City. One of the pipes on another floor had some sort of problem, and the amount of poisonous gas had leaked into the air. They didn't know what the cause was right now. Until they knew the cause, they'd shut down the office for safety reasons. Depending on what they'd found, it could take anywhere from a week to a month to resolve this issue. Maho had a lot of work to do because of the office closure, and she was working out until morning. Then she went back to the hotel and slept until she was woken up by a call around 10 a.m. Miss Kiryu is here to see you in the lobby, man. That's right. I had that interview today. but I thought she was going to call my phone.
バッテリーが切れてる。
The battery's dead.
昨日の騒動のせいで。
For all the chaos last night, I must have forgotten to charge it when I got back to the hotel. She'd fallen asleep without even changing clothes. She rubbed out her sleepy eyes and left the room, wearing the same outfit she had on last night. She grabbed her bag, which held a bunch of her documents and her computer, since she thought she would need it for the interview. In the end, that was what had saved her.
それでロビーに桐生さんを迎えに行って、そこで少し
So I
話
went
して
to
から
down to the lobby to talk to
二人でまた部屋に戻ったの。
Kiryu. We chatted for a while and came back up to my room. There were so many people in the lobby that I didn't think I could conduct a good interview.
そして部屋に入
And
ったら
when I got inside,
たった数分の間に空き巣が
in
入り
those
込
few
んで
minutes, someone had broken in and ransacked my room.
ご丁寧にベッドも枕もナイフで裂かれてて、部
They'd
屋が
even
綿
ripped
まみ
the
れになっ
bed
てた
and
わ。
pillows with a knife, so the whole room was covered with cotton.
ダメね、私
I'm no good,
気
huh?
が動転
I
し
was
ちゃ
too
って
panicked to do
何
anything.
もできなかった。
Afterwards, I called the front desk and the police. After the police had got done with their questioning, Dr. Hiajo still hadn't calmed down, so I decided to message you and have her rest here, or rest at the lab. I
何か
was gonna say
盗ま
here
れ
at
た
the lab, but I guess it doesn't matter. Was anything stolen?
警察にも言われて確認
The
した
cops
けど、
asked, so I
特
checked,
に
but I
何も
couldn't
取ら
find
れていなか
anything.
ったわ。財布もバッグに入れてあったし。
My wallet was in my bag,
部屋を開けている時間
and she wasn't out of the room for too long.
ええ。それ
That's
で
right.
空き巣も
So
長い
maybe
で
the
きなか
thief
ったの
couldn't
かもしれ
stay
ない
so
わ
long?
ね。
ヒア嬢さんならまず
Knowing you, they'd probably be
狙
more
われるのは
interested in your research data than your money, right?
それも大丈夫。
I don't have to worry about that. All the papers, all the data and papers are stored on the university server. Nothing's kept on the computer itself.
あれは
What about the other thing?
あれって
Other thing?
例のノートパソコン
Laptop and hard drive?
ハードディスク
I didn't need to tell her that I was talking about the ones that belonged to Kudusu.
大丈夫。
They're fine. Mao pointed to the bags sitting beside the sofa.
それもバッグに入れっぱなしだったから。
They were still in my bag.
そうか
I see.
それにあれは
And even if someone had stolen them, they couldn't access them without a password.
空き巣の狙いは何だったんだろう
What do you think they were after?
産業スパイの類なら
If they were an industrial spy, probably my computer and my papers.
オフィスのガス漏れの件は
You think the office gas leak has anything to do with it?
さあどうかしら
I don't know. I couldn't say. Maho's smartphone rang. It was plugged in at the corner of the room charging. Evidently it had charged enough to turn back on. Maho put her coffee cup on the table and stood up. Moika looked at her worried. Are you okay?
ええありがとう
Yeah, thanks. Maho took her phone from the charger and looked at it. But she quickly glanced back at me.
クリスからだわ
It's from Kudusu. Kudusu. Did that mean Amadeus hadn't been taken over? Maho answered the call, turning the phone so I could see it.
先輩大丈夫ですか
Maho, are you okay? Are you hurt?
乱暴なこととかされませんで
They
したか
didn't get rough with you or anything, right?
岡部なんであんたが先輩と一
What
緒
are
に
you
いるの
doing with Maho?
もしかしてあんたと
Are
先
you
輩
two
って
already that close?
そんなんじゃないわクリス
That's not it, Kudusu.
今ラボにいるのよ
I'm at the lab right now.
よかった
I'm so glad. You're safe then.
ええだから
Yeah,
落ち着き
so
なさ
calm
い
down.
落ち着いていられるわけないで
How
しょ
can I stay calm? I called you a dozen times and you never picked up.
ネットを検索したら
And when I searched the internet, I saw that there was a robbery at the hotel, and it was evidently your room.
とにかく
I was worried.
オーケーわかった謝るわ
Okay, I get it. I apologize. I'm sorry.
ありがとうクリス
Thank you, Kudusu. I'm fine. It's true that I was robbed, but I didn't run into the thief.
今はここで休憩させても
I'm
らって
taking a break here right
スマ
now,
ホは
just
充
in
電を
case I
忘れ
forgot to
て
charge
電
my
源が落
phone
ちて
is
たの
all.
心配させたわね
I read that wrong. I just forgot to charge my phone is all. I must have been worried about you, huh? No, if nothing happened, that's fine. Kudusu didn't seem to have changed at all. Maho explained the events of yesterday to her, the same way she just explained them to me.
というわけで特に
So,
盗まれたものは
nothing
なか
was
った
really stolen. Kurusu seemed to be lost in thought.
どうかした
What's wrong?
やっぱり犯人の
So
狙いは
they
研究
were
デー
after
タとかだったん
research
でしょ
data then?
でもさ、犯人ってかなり詳し
But
く
they put a lot of
マホタンの
effort
こと
into
調べて
learning
るじゃ
about
ん。
Mahotan, right?
泊まってるホテルの部屋も把
They
握
knew
して
what
たし
hotel she was staying
マホ
at,
タンが
what
部屋を
room she
出
was
たと
in,
同
and they
時
were
に
able to hit it as
侵
soon
入
as
し
she
たわけだ
left.
し、それなのにホテルに研
Does
究
it
デ
make
ータを
sense
置
that
い
they
てない
knew
こ
all
とを
that
知
and
ら
they
ない
didn't
の？
know that there was no research data at the hotel?
となるとヒアジョーさんがバッグに入れていた
So maybe they were after the laptop in her bag.
でもそれの存在って
The only people who should know about that are me, Maho, and
岡部だけ
Okabe.
なの。
あと僕も。
And me too.
なるほど
I see.
俺か誰のどちら
So
かが
unless the thief was
犯
Daru or I, there was no chance that they were after the laptop.
もう一つ可能性があるとすれば
If there was one other possibility, Kurusu put her finger to her temple.
私の
It could be my control codes.
制御コード？
Control codes?
管理
Is
者
that
パ
like
ス
an
ワードみ
admin
たいな
password?
もの？
ちょっと違うわ。
Not quite.
岡部には前に説明した
I've
わ
told
よ
Okabe about this.
アマデウスのシステムの中には
There's
私だけがアクセスできる
there's a space
記憶領
inside the
域がある
Amadeus system that only I can access.
ああ
Yeah, you called it a secret diary, basically?
そう
That's right.
内部外部を問わず
Any access to my systems, internal or external, gets logged in that diary. Let's say someone altered the system and allowed them to take me over and control me. Even if they could do that, they couldn't mess with my secret diary, so I compare the two and realize that something had been changed and then restore it.
あ、把握した。
Yeah, got it.
その秘密の日記を開ける鍵が制御コ
Yeah,
ードなのか。
And the key to open that secret diary is the control codes?
そういうこと
That's right.
アマデウスのシステムやデータ
The
の
Amadeus
責任者
system
はレスキネン
and
教授
data are all under Dr. Eskinen's control, but only one person in the world knows the control
マホ
codes,
先輩だけなの
and that's Maho.
そうなのか
Is that true?
ええクリ
Yeah,
スの言う
Kurusu
通
was
り
right.
仮にその空き巣が
If they were after my research results, that's about the only thing that they could get their hands on.
それは盗まれていないの
Was that stolen?
大丈夫よね
Don't worry, right, Maho?
ええ
Yeah,
制御コードはどこにも
the
メモ
control
なんかして
cards
ない
aren't written down anyway. Maho pointed to her temple just as Kurusu had done.
私の頭の中にしかない
They only exist in my head. Seemed like a dangerous way to keep them stored, honestly. If the thief had found that out, they'd come after Maho herself next.
しかし参ったわね
Still, this is bad news.
制
You're
御
right,
コ
they
ー
may
ドを
be
狙
after
って
the
るかも
control
しれない
codes.
日本をすぐに離れる
I
わけには
can't
い
leave
かない
Japan
けど
immediately, but I don't want to be
また
attacked
襲われ
again.
るのはとはい
I don't know what
え
to
ど
do
うしたも
though.
のかしら
落ち着くまでラボに
You
い
can
る
stay
と
here
い
at the
いわ
lab until things calm down.
それとも
Or do you want to come to
マユ
Mayushi's
シのお
house?
家に来る
ありがとうまゆりさん
Thanks, Mayori, but I can't ask that of you.
そこまで厄介にはなれないわ
It hadn't happened in this world line, but I still found myself remembering the attack on Kagami. Neither Mayori's house nor the lab seemed safe.
それでみんなでうちに来たのかにゃ
So you all came to me, yeah? Yeah, because you're a god. Fucking Ferris is like the solution to every problem.
あ
That's right. An hour later, we'd all gone to Ferris's condo.
みんなで散々相談したんだけ
We'd
ど
all talked about it a lot and decided the best thing to do might be to have her stay here at your condo for a few days.
最善
なんと言っ
I
た
don't know
ら
how to say this, but Mao seemed hesitant, but Ferris crossed her arms, nodded satisfied.
その結論は間違っていない
You
の
made the right choice, Nya.
確かにこのマンションは
This condo is protected by the best security systems money can buy, Nya. And Kokidi's here too.
黒木
Kuroki,
玄関であっ
the butler you just met at the door.
たんだよ
He's a real butler.
ああ
Yeah,
No,
but
それがどう
why
したの？
does that matter?
黒木さんは最強執
Kuroki
事
is the ultimate butler.
は
I'll pass on explaining any more than that. I don't want to auto. Honestly, I don't know the details myself. I didn't think it was a good idea to ask him either. He's just an amazing guy, that's all. not a problem for Ferris at all.
奥の客間を使うといい
You can use the guest room in the back.
と言わず
You can stay more than a few days,
日
yeah,
本に滞在している
Moe-nyan.
間は
Just stay here as long as you're in Japan, yeah.
マホニャン
Moe-nyan? Has that not happened on this world line? Are they just throwing that in there in every
キリュウさん
storyline?
何
What is it, Cootie?
取材
Interview?
私ヒヤジョ
I need to interview Dr. Hiaja.
あ、そうだったわ
Oh, that's right. We
今
were
日は
supposed to
本
do
来
that
それを
today.
する予定日を改めて
We can reschedule. Meet at a coffee shop somewhere.
ひらめいたにゃ
I got it, yeah?
モエニャンも一緒にお泊まりすればいい
Moe-nyan can stay here too.
え
That is a weird idea.
客間は2人でも十分
That's
泊
right.
まれる
The
広
room's
さがある
plenty big enough for two people.
女の子がもう一人いればマホニャンも安心
And you'd feel better with another girl around, right, Moe-nyan?
それはそうかもしれないけど
Maybe, but
モエニャンどうかにゃ
how about it, Moe-nyan?
もえ
Moe-nyan?
待てフェイリスそれは
Wait, Ferris, that's... I was about to say that it was dangerous. Moeka Kuryu could be around her. At least, I still don't trust her. I think she should be out of our lives. But,
それいいんじゃね
I think it's a good idea.
桐生氏って裏稼業に
Kiryu
片足
just
突っ込んでる
does some dirty work herself, and she said she knows self-defense, right?
言ってたじゃん
Yeah, I guess.
僕やオカリンなんかよりよっぽど強い
She's a lot stronger than me or Okarin. But,
どうにゃモエニャン
well, Moe-nyan,
構わない
I don't mind.
決まりにゃ
Then it's settled, yeah.
二人もいたらお邪魔じゃないかしら
Would it be a bother having the two of us?
全然気にしなくていい
Don't worry about a thing, yeah.
フェイリスは一人っ子だったから
Ferris was only a child, so it'd be like having a big sister and a little sister, yeah?
私は成人してるわよ
I'm an adult. In the end, my opposition was completely ignored. The next day was the last day of New Year's break. I came to Akibara for the third day in a row. I wanted to visit Ferris's condo to check up on Maho.
いや違
No,
う
that's
か
not right.
桐生萌香の様子を確認
I'm
す
here
る
to check
た
up
め
on Moeka Kiryu.
だな
Say it out loud, dude. You know better than that. Don't say it out loud. Fucking, you could be recorded. Moeka's gonna know instantly. Maho and Moeka ended up staying together yesterday without anyone really thinking about it. Moeka would get to interview Maho, and Maho would feel better having someone around, so this was probably the best option. But I knew something about Moeka no one else did. Moeka Kiryu was around her. She didn't know self-defense. She knew how to kill someone if she needed to. But who would she try to kill? In this world line, I wasn't looking for the IBN 5100 or making a time machine. The Rounders were probably ignoring us. I
理屈では分かってい
know
る
that in my head, but... Even on the last day of vacation, Akibara was as lively as ever. Hours were shorter than usual, but everywhere from the appliance stores to the maid cafes were still open. In fact, there were lucky bags and special New Year's sales that you could only get today, and some customers had come for those. The sidewalks were filled with girls in dazzling kimonos who'd come from a nearby shrine, as well as the usual Akibara otaku. The place was even more chaotic than usual.
そういえばメイクインも正月休まず
Come to think of
営
it,
業中
May Queen should still be open too. Ferris and Mayori both said that they were working here today.
じゃあマンションには
Then it's just those two at the
しかいない
condo,
の
huh?
か
Kuroki should be there too, I guess.
大丈夫
That's
だよな
okay, right? It was hard to imagine Moeka doing anything to Maho, like, for example, attacking her. Moeka had no reason to do that. But Even if I knew that in my head, I didn't make controlling my emotions any easier. It had bugged me enough last night that I'd barely been able to sleep. If I saw the two of them living together without any kind of problem, maybe I'd feel better. I'd hurried to Ferris's condo.
ようこそおいでくださいました。
Wow, Kadoki looks different. Does Kadoki always look like this? I swear he was in the last game, right? Although, I don't know, because this is I haven't seen this character before at all. Kadoki, the butler, welcomed me. He was the ultimate butler who had taken care of Ferris after her parents died and left her all alone. He still helped her in her work and was one of the few people that she trusted completely.
申し訳ありません。
I'm sorry, sir. The mistress is out of the home.
あ、はい。
Oh yeah, I know. I came here to see Hyaru.
お二人は客間にいらっしゃい
Two
ま
of
す。
them are in the guest room. Please come in.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
それでは私はこ
Let
れ
me
で。
know if you need anything, sir. Kadoki spun around at 180 degrees with the same trained and effortless movement as always, and then went to go take the shortest path back to his room.
おっと。
Oh dear. He must have tripped, because he staggered slightly and stomped.
失礼いたしました。
My apologies, sir.
大丈夫ですか？
Are you alright?
疲れているのかもしれません。
Perhaps I'm tired. How embarrassing.
おいい。
Oh no.
少し休めば問題あり
I'll
ま
be
せん。
fine once I get a little rest. Excuse me. His expression didn't change, but the tone of Kodoki's voice was slightly embarrassed as he headed for his room.
珍しいものを見たな。
That's rare. I have a feeling that that's foreshadowing of some kind.
どんな時でも冷静
He's usually so robotic. I can't believe I just saw him stagger in
来
front
客
of a
も
guest.
疲れてると言っていたけど。
Said he was tired.
何か
Something been
心
stressing
配
him
な
out?
ことあるのかな。
No, for now I need to worry about Maho.
ヒアジョーさん、いるか？
Yeah, Joe, you here?
岡部さん、はい、
Okabe? Ah, come in.
なんだ
What,
これ
what the
は。
hell? I was stunned as I came into the room. It's definitely the same guest room I'd been in several times before. Probably. But everything about it had changed. It was foreshadowing, but it was foreshadowing for a different reason than what I thought. Oh, that's good. That's good shit. Ma was sitting at a desk glaring at a 16-inch laptop as she sipped coffee from a mug. There was a small laptop on the low table, and Moeka was kneeling directly on the carpet in front of it, legs splayed, typing away at the keyboard. Behind them was a steel bookshelf, and I could see English language journals and fashion magazines sticking out of it. Until yesterday, this had just been a guest room. In less than a day, it had been transformed into a Maho and Moeka's workspace.
もうちょっとで終わるからその辺に座ってて
I'm almost done. Can you sit over there? Maho put down the coffee cup without looking away from the screen, which was filled with complicated and constantly changing 3D graphs. Moeka tapped at the keys silently without even bothering to look at me.
何がどうなってるんだ。
What the hell is going on here?
また世界線が変わって
Did the world line change again? I quickly covered my mouth with my hand, but the two of them were so engrossed in their work that they didn't even respond at all.
よしと
And there we go. When she hit a stopping point, Maho spun around in her chair to face me.
こんにちは岡部さん
Hello, Okabe. She didn't seem to think anything was out of the ordinary.
もしかして様子を見に来て
Did you come to see how I was doing? That's nice of you.
ああ
Yeah.
せっかく来てくれたのにごめんなさ
Sorry
い
to have you come all this way, but I have to do Moeka's interview right now.
それはいいが。
That's fine, but can you explain how this room got wrecked?
参上
Wrecked?
なかなか居心地のいい
I think it's quite a nice improvement.
昨日はこんなに散らかってなかっ
It
た。
wasn't this much of a mess yesterday. Maho seemed confused for a moment, but finally seemed to understand what I was saying.
出歩くのが危険なんだったら
It's dangerous to go walking around, so I have to do my research here, right? So I reorganized things to make it easier to work.
模様。
reorganized. This went far beyond what I'd call reorganization. Now, the Dar and I were very good at cleaning, but we weren't this bad.
これ全部自分たちで用意したの
Did
か
you get all this together yourself?
そうよ。ケリュウさん
That's
も
right.
ここで記事を書くっていう
Kadia
から
said she'd write her article here, so we came up with a list of all the furniture and materials we'd need. Right?
この短時間で机
When
や
did you
本
get a
棚
desk
どこ
and a
だ
bookshelf on such... Or where did you get a bookshelf and a desk with such short time? I can write articles anywhere, but I'm a bodyguard, so I need to stay by Dr. Hyajo's side. You're so far behind the times, Okabe. You can get most anything off the net in a day these days. I asked Dr. Hyajo what she wanted and ordered it off the net.
俺はてっきり
I was sure.
てっきり何？
Sure of what?
あいやなんでもない
No, nothing. I thought the world line had changed and I hadn't realized it. But evidently I'd been worried over nothing.
机や棚の組み立ても
Did you put the desk and bookshelf together on your own?
執事の方にお願いしたわ。
We asked the butler.
あの人
He's
すごい
really
わね
amazing.
あ
Oh, that's why he was tired. That explained a lot, but just hearing all this had exhausted me. I found a place to sit down and...
と
Oops. Caught my foot on something. I looked down to see a thick book, its pages open.
これは
What's this?
それはまた後で見るから
Leave that there, because I'm going to read it later. Make sure you don't turn any pages.
あとって
Later.
概算だけど
About 19 hours from now, as a rough estimate.
本棚があるんだから
You've got a bookshelf. Why not put it away if you're not reading it?
すぐに再読するつもりの
I'm going to start reading it again soon, so it makes no logical sense to put it back on the
科学
shelf
者の
each
取るべきア
time.
プローチではないわ
That's not a very scientific approach. I like this girl.
そういう問題か
Is that how it works? I like this girl. I looked at the floor and saw 4 other open books. That wasn't all. The carpet was strewn with paper, used cups of instant ramen, bath towels, handkerchiefs, and other things. Chiefs. Their old clothes were lying about too. I saw a skirt, a blouse, socks, tights, and other items of clothing. It was a lot like when I had visited Moeka's house on the Otherworld line before all this. Evidently, neither Moeka nor Maho were the type to worry about keeping things clean. There was enough space to tow the around the low table to move, but it was just, there was enough junk around where Moeka was sitting that it would be impossible to sit next to her.
本や書類以外のものは
Can I move anything that's not a book or paper?
どうぞ
Go ahead. Okay. Since they'd given their permission, I leaned over to pick up a pink towel. Huh? It wasn't a pink towel, it was a pink bra. What? My brain utterly failed to process this new development, and I froze, with my hand still holding it high in the air. Moeko was looking up at me blankly. No, this is well... Okabe, that's mine. You can't just go touching a girl's underwear. I couldn't help it. I screamed and threw the bra away. Moeka glanced downwards, her cheeks were slightly flushed. Her hands quickly moved to cover her chest.
下心なんて全くないぞ
I didn't mean anything by it. Tried the best I could to get it out of my mind, and then I found a space in the corner that was still relatively clean, and sat down.
お茶はセルフサービスよ冷蔵庫は
Drinks are
そこ
self-service. The fridge is over there. There was a round pink fridge in the corner with plastic cups on top.
冷蔵庫も買ったのか
You bought a fridge too? That's a lot of money. It's so convenient having a fridge at work. you don't have to leave to go get drinks, so the only time you have to leave is to go to the bathroom. I guess this is what happens when you get two people who lack basic survival skills.
主観も相違よ。
That's just your subjective opinion.
むしろ知的
I'd
生
prefer
産
to think
活
of
動
it
に
as
最
a
適化
a
され
space
た生活
maximized for
空間
creative
と
output.
言ってほしい。
Huh. It looked like I'd been worried over nothing after all. If nothing else, Moika didn't seem to feel any animosity towards Maho, and Maho seemed to be enjoying the company. The thought of the two of them picking out furniture together honestly seemed kind of cute. I was glad I came to check on things. I would be able to sleep just fine tonight. With my task completed, and I could have just left, but I decided to stay and watch the two of them a while longer.
じゃあ、桐生さん、そろそろ
Alright,
取
can
材
you
を始めましょ
ready
う
to
か。
start the interview?
わかった。
Okay. Moika closed the laptop, moved it aside, and then started to go through her bag.
取材って具体的に何をす
So,
るの？
what exactly are you doing here?
インタビューよ。
An interview.
インタビュー。
An interview.
本当なら、昨
We were
日
supposed to do it in the
ホテル
hotel
で取材を
yesterday,
受ける予定だったの
actually. The special is on the front lines of artificial intelligence research. I'm supposed to write about Dr. Hyajo, what she's done and what she's working on now. I can't find all that from the net, but that does make for a good article, you know? So I thought maybe I could start a long interview with
意
Hyajo.
外と仕事熱心なんだ
I
ね。
didn't expect you to be so serious about your job.
文章を書くのは好きだから。
I like to write. In the Alpha World line, Moika's job was just a cover to hide her work as a rounder. And even then, she'd been fired for incompetence, as I recalled. But on this world line, she seemed to be a hard worker. Was she actually working as a rounder?
私としてもこんなにお世話
She's
を
done
かけてい
so
るから
so much for me,
せめ
so
て
the least I
桐
could
生さん
do
の
is
仕
help
事
her
に
with
協
her
力
work.
で
I
きれ
think.
ばな。人工知能研究について多くの
It'd
人
be
に知っ
good
て
for
も
me
らえ
too
れ
if
ば
more people learned
私
about
にとっても
artificial
プラスになる
intelligence
し
too.
桐生さん準備
You ready,
できた
Kitty?
かしら
Yeah. Moika nodded and the interview began. Or, it didn't actually.
弱ったわね。
Well, this is a problem.
桐生さんは口下手だとは思ってい
I
た
knew
け
Kitty
ど
wasn't the talkative type, but I didn't think it was this bad. I'm sorry. Even I could tell that Moika was doing a horrible job. It wasn't even an interview. Instead of asking questions, Moika just sat there with a memo pad and ball in her hands, completely unmoving. She looked like she was about to cry. Mama and I did our best to help move things along, but it didn't work.
どうしま
What
しょ
should
う
we
か
do? Try again another day?
締め切り
My deadline is...
スケジュール
My schedule's really tight.
そう
I see.
それなら
Then
今日中
we
に
should
済ませ
finish
てしまう
today.
べきね。とはいえ今すぐ桐生さんの口
But I
元
don't
が
think
ど
we
うに
can
か
turn
な
you
る
into an
ってことは
extrovert right away. I'm sorry. How does she get any interviews done? Wait a second. If she's actually a journalist, what the fuck does she do? She just waits for people to talk at her? Moika apologized in a soft, thin voice. She still looked like she could cry in frustration at any moment.
ああ違うの誤解しないで
Don't
桐
get the
生
wrong
さんを
idea.
責
I'm
め
not
ているわけ
blaming
じゃ
you.
ないわ今のは準備なのよ
That
問
was just the
題を
prep
解
work.
決するために
I'm
検
listing the
討すべき
conditions
条
we need
件
to
をゲットしてい
examine
るだけ
in order to solve the problem.
問題？
The problem?
え
Yeah.
えインタビューを完遂した
We want to complete the interview.
これが
That's the
問題
problem.
条件としては
And if
桐
Kitty
生
you
さん
can't
が
do
取
it,
材
we
で
need
き
someone
ないの
else to
であ
do
れ
the
ば
job.
それもできれば情報工学にそれなりの知
Fairly
識が
well
ある
informed about information science too.
かつ今すぐに手伝ってくれる人
And also someone who can help right now.
あ
The two of them looked at me at the same time.
で、もしかして俺のことか？
Do you mean me? I guess that
難易
wasn't
度
a
の
very
低い
hard
問題
problem.
だった岡部さん
Think you can do it, Okabe?
いや、そんな突然。
No, no, I don't know about this. I don't know why
岡
I
部
did
さん
that.
は条件にぴったりよ
You're perfect. It's pretty similar to your major, so you can ask solid
質
questions.
問をしてく何せ
if you've got enough latent talent for Dr. Leskinen to fall in love at first sight, after all.
買いかぶらないでくれ
Or you've got enough love,
君でもい
got
る
it. Don't flatter me, I'm just your typical Japanese university student.
冗談よ。でも
I'm joking, but I do think you're perfect for the job.
いやしかし
No, but... Ask for me, too. I can pay a little. Wait, why does Kitty Moeka have her own emote? Wait, hold on. What? Daru put in a Kitty Moeka emote? An interview, huh? That would give me an opportunity to observe how they lived, and also get me some pay, so it wasn't a bad idea. I've been spending enough time over at the lab over the holidays that I've been cutting into my work hours. And lately I'd started to dream about going to Victor Crondia University too. The chance to talk to Maho Hiajo, a very talented AI engineer, was invaluable. A lot of people would have paid money for it.
分かったわ
I'll do it.
俺もヒアジョさんの
I'm interested in your work too.
俺でよければ
If you want my help, I'll be glad to.
ありがとう。そう言ってくれると助か
That
る
really is a big help.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
それじゃあ早速始めましょう。
Alright, let's start. Kiryu, how are we going to get this
記憶
down?
はどうする？録音。
Or get this done? I'll record it. Micah took out a voice recorder and put it on the desk.
私のペースで進めてしまっていいのよね。
I can take the lead, right?
いい。
Yes.
自由に。
Talk freely. I'll edit it later.
俺は何を聞けばいいんだ
What should I ask?
一応言っておくと
Just so
俺
we're
だって人
clear,
工知能について
I don't know
は
much more about AI than your average Japanese person.
そうね。私が思いつくままに喋ってもい
I
い
can
け
just talk
ど
about whatever occurs to me,
せ
but
っかくだからディスカッショ
why
ン
don't
形
you
式
make
に
a
しましょう
discussion
か。
format?
そ
That
の
would be
方
more
が
interesting,
話も
I'm
弾
sure.
むでしょうし。
The second she said those words, my mind filled with memories of the past. Well, sure, a discussion format would make things more interesting.
ディスカッション形式の
I do remember that.
話も弾むでしょうし。岡部さん、どうかした？
Okabe, what's wrong?
大丈夫。
You okay? Both Maho and Moeka were staring at me
ディ
confused.
スカッション形式がお気に召さないなら。
If you don't want to do it that way,
いや
no,
そういうわけじゃない
it's just fine.
すまない
Sorry, I just remember when Kurisu said the same thing as you.
クリスが？いつ？
Kurisu did. When?
彼女が
When she came to Japan and gave the speech at the ATF on the time
ATF
machine.
タイムマシンの
No, she didn't. That happened in another world line. Oh, damn. In this world line, Kurisu died before she ever gave the lecture on the time machine or came to the lab.
いや
No, I must have
勘違いか
been
な
mistaken.
腰を折ってすまなかった
Sorry for getting things off track. Don't worry about me.
そう？大丈夫ならいいけど。
I guess that's okay.
さて。
So, where do we
何から
begin?
そうね。
Let me see. Research into artificial intelligence began almost at the same time as computers were born. The core of the AI we're creating is based off what's called the neural network technology. This technology was first proposed in the 1950s. ENIAC, the world's first von Neumann architecture-based computer, was announced to the world in 1946. So basically the same time, right? At the time, computers were basically magic. Once the program was done, it would automatically solve any problem for you, no matter how complicated. Well, that's still true today. So scientists have decided at the time had decided that if they wrote down a program that was even more amazing, it could solve even more problems. They felt like the ultimate evolution of a computer would be one that would think and learn like a human. But unfortunately, they were unsuccessful. Even now, in the 21st century, we've been unsuccessful in creating an AI with a general purpose intelligence like a human. Of course, it's not like we've been sitting on our butts and doing nothing.
むしろ逆。
It's the exact opposite.
究極の人工知能は
We
完成
failed
に
to
至っ
create
てい
the
ないけど、
We
研究の過
failed
程
to
で
create the
数え
ultimate
きれない
artificial
ほどの成
intelligence,
果を
but
情
we
報科学
succeeded
分野
in
に
bringing
も
all
たら
kinds
し
of
たわ。
benefits to the field of information
例え
science.
ば画像をスキャ
For
ンして
example,
文字を読み取る
OCR
OCR 技
technology,
術。
which scans an
これ
image
は
and reads letters
人
on
間
it,
が文字を認識するメカニズム
is
と共
very
通
similar to the
点がある。
methods that humans use to recognize letters. Optical character recognition technology. Got it.
近いうちにスマホに音
I've
声
heard
認識
rumors
シス
that
テム
before
が搭
long,
載されるかも
smartphones
ってい
are
う
going to have
噂
voice
があるけど、
recognition built into them too.
それも以前は人工知能研究
That
の
was
一
also
環
a
だった
field
の。
of study in AI research.
けれど研究が始ま
But
ってから
even 60 years
60年
after
が
the
経
field
った
got
今
its start,
人
no
間と
one
同じよ
succeeded
う
in
に機能
creating
する
artificial
汎用
intelligence
的
that has
な
the
人工知能
comprehensive
の開発
capabilities of a
に
human.
はアマデウスを除けばね。
Except for Amadeus, of course.
どうして誰も成功していな
Why
い
did no one succeed?
ごく簡単に
I
言え
suppose the
ば
simplest way to put it would be
脳
that
の
we
原
don't
理
know
が
how the
解
brain
明
works.
できていないからかしら。
Moho tapped her temple with her index finger.
脳にはまだ
There's
未知
still a
の
lot
部分
about the
が多い
brain
の
that we
よ。
don't know.
なぜたかが1000億
How
個
could a
程度の神経
biocomputer
細
made
胞
of
で
just
構成された生
100
体コ
billion
ンピューター
neurons
が
process such
驚く
power?
べき。なぜ大量の情報を
Is it
整理
capable of
して記
recording
憶
and
し、
instantly
かつ
accessing
瞬時に
such a
利
high
用できる
volume
の
of
か。
information?
なぜ一見すると
Why is
無
it
関係の事
capable
象
of
を
things
組
like
み合わせて
sight
ひらめく
or like
なんてこ
insight,
とができ
where
るの
two
か。
seemingly unconnected events are put together?
あげればいくらでもあるわ。
I could come up with all kinds of examples.
他にも人間には
There
容
are a
易
lot
に
of
解けるの
problems that
に
humans could
コ
solve
ンピューター
easily,
に解けない問題
but
とか
that
もあるし
computers
ね。
can't solve at all.
そんな問題が
There are
たくさんあるわよ。
plenty.
それ
You
ら
could
の
say that
問
your
題
job
を
is
一つ
going
ずつ
through
解明
each
して
one
い
and
くのが
solving it in turn.
いまいちイメージが湧かないな。
I think I'm having a little trouble seeing what you're getting at.
何か具体
Could
例
you give me a
を
more
教えてもらえ
concrete
ます
example?
そうね。フレーム問題に
So I
ついて
see.
説明してみましょうか。
Maybe I'll tell you about the frame problem.
例えば、ケリュウさんが
Let's say
ロボットだ
Kiryu
と
was
し
a
ましょう
robot. Moeka had been taking notes, but she suddenly jerked up when her name was said.
私が
I'm a robot.
正確にはロボット
More
に搭載
accurately,
された
the
人
AI
工知能
loaded
ね。
into a
ケリュ
robot.
ウさん、テーブルを
Kiryu,
使いたい
I'd
のだ
like
け
you
ど、
to
レ
use that
コ
table.
ーダーを少
Can
し
you
動かしても
move
ら
the
ってもい
voice
いかし
recorder
ら
a little? Moeka moved the voice recorder from the table to the floor. Maho started to rummage through her bag as she did so.
確かこの中に。
Sure it's in here. Oh, here we go. She took out a small white box, small enough to fit inside her tiny hands, and she opened it and extracted the contents. It was an upa, the same thing Maori had collected. Mao had handed it to me, so I touched it. It had the texture of an eraser.
昨日まゆりさんがくれたの。
Mary gave gave this to me yesterday. Cute, huh? Was it really? I never quite understood what girls, particularly Maori, would find cute. I returned the upa to her. She put it back in the box, closed the lid, and put the box back in the center of the table.
今から簡単な実験をしてみるわ
I'm
ね。
gonna do a simple experiment right now.
岡部さん、ケリュウさんに命令して、
Order
その
Kiryu
箱
to
の
take the
中に
upa
あ
out
る
of
ウ
the
ーパ
box.
を取り、
命令
Order her?
そうよ。
That's right, she's an AI. So just send her a program so that she'll perform the right movements.
正しく動作するように。
The right movements.
命令はできるだけ簡
They
潔
should
で
be simple, as specific as possible.
例えば、この部屋
For
の
example,
中に
there are a lot of
箱が
boxes
たく
in
さん
this room.
だけど、他のどれ
But
で
you
も
need
な
to
く
tell her to open
テ
the
ーブ
one
ル
on
の
the
上に
table,
置かれたこ
and
の
not
箱
any
を
of
開
the
けるよう
others.
に送れる命令は文章だけ。
You only get to send
指
words,
をさ
no
して、
pointing and
この
saying
箱
this
って示
box.
す。ケリュウさんは岡部さんに言わ
Could
れ
you
た命
do
令を
exactly what
そのま
Okabe
ま
ordered
実
you
行
to do?
言われたことだけを可能
Do
な
only
限
what
り
he
忠
says,
実
as
に
faithfully as
行う。
possible, okay?
いいか
Got
し
it.
ら。
Or got it?
分かった
Okay.
では実験開始。
Let's start the experiment.
Okabe-san.
Okabe, go ahead and give your
命令をどうぞ。
orders. I didn't quite get the point of all this, but I decided to just say the first thing that came to my mind.
テーブルの上にある真っ白な箱を開けて、
Open the pure white box on the table and take out the contents.
キリュウさん、今のが命
Kiryu,
令。
that's your order.
テーブルの上にある真っ白
Open
な
the pure
箱
white
を
box on
開
the
けて
table and take out the
中に
contents.
言われた通りに行動してみて。
Do as you were told,
可
as
能な
faithfully
限
as
り
possible.
忠実によ。
Moeka's gaze moved from me to the box on the table.
できない
I can't. What?
箱を開けるだけだろ。
You just have to open the box, right? I pointed to the box in the center of the table, uncertain as to what was going on. Moeka just looked back at me, clearly upset. Moika, wait, hold on. Maho nodded as satisfied.
仕方がないのよ。ほら、
She can't help it. Look. She picked the box up and showed me the other side. Huh.
なんだこれ。
What is this?
デア・アルテ・ベルフェルト・ニヒト。神はサイコロを振らない。
God does not play dice. Something Einstein said.
これが書いてあったから。
You couldn't open the box because of this, right?
そう。
That's right.
え、そうなのか？なんで？
Is it? Why?
文字が書いてあることと。
What about those words means you couldn't follow the
何の関係があ
instructions?
るんだ？
真っ白じゃん。
It wasn't pure white.
え？
桐生さん、あなたは
Kuryu,
正
you're
しいわ。
exactly correct.
岡部さんの命令は。
Okabe's orders were to open the pure white box and take out the contents, right?
でも、この箱は真
I
っ
think
白
you
じゃ
messed
ない。
up by saying pure. This experiment would go awry if someone just said, "What? Pick up the white box." Unless, well, it could be a black box that's white, and I don't know.
そ
I
れで
don't
桐
know.
生さんは
We can
箱
get
を
into
開けら
this.
れなか
But
ったの。
that's why she wasn't able
人
to
間
open
と
it.
違って
Computers aren't like humans. They're only capable of doing exactly what they're told.
だから命令の
So you need to be
設定
extremely
は慎重
careful
にや
with
ら
how
なきゃい
you
け
order
ない
them.
の。
Maho put the box back on the table. I couldn't see the letters from where I
もう
went.
一回だけやってみましょうか。
Shall we try it again?
岡部さん、今のを
Okay, try to come up with some appropriate
適切
orders
な
based on
命
what
令
you
を考
just
え
learned.
なるほど。
I
つ
see.
まり、さっき
In
は
other words,
真っ
the
白
problem
な
was that I said pure white when I shouldn't have, right?
そういうこと。
That's right.
だったら、
So
も
I
っと
should
し
try
っ
making
テ
it
ーブルの
simpler.
上の箱を開けて、
Open the box on the
中
table
身を
and
取り出し
take out its contents.
桐生さん、今の岡
Kiryu,
部さんの命
do
令
what
に従
Okabe
って
orders
み
you
て。
you to. Exactly what he said. Nothing more, nothing
忠
less.
実によ。
Moika turned her gaze once again back from me to the box on the table.
できない。
I can't go. Do I need to say use your hands to open the box?
今度は何が
Now
問
what's
題
the
なんだ？
problem? Moika's brow wrinkled a little as she pointed on the at the box on the table. This
箱じゃ。
isn't a box.
え？
Maho burst out laughing as she couldn't contain herself any longer. Her smile seemed more childlike than ever.
桐生さん、あなたは素晴らしい
Kiryu,
試
you're a
験
wonderful
体だわ。
test subject. I didn't think it would go this
こんなにうまくいくとは
well.
思わなかった。
I had no idea what was going on.
どういうこと
What
な
do
ん
you
だ？
What do you mean? It's slightly not a box? Wait, what? What does that say? Maho turned the box around and explained the trick to me.
これは箱ではない。
This is not a box.
また書き足したのか？
You wrote something on it.
この言葉が書いてあったから。
These words meant that Kuryu couldn't tell for sure if it was a box or
だ
not, so she couldn't
か
open
ら開け
it,
ら
right?
れなかった。そう。
いや、
No, no, no.
表面に何が書いてあっても、
It doesn't matter what it says. A box is a box, right?
人工知能にはそれはわからな
And
いわ。
AI doesn't know that. You need to
箱とい
tell
うのが
exactly
どう
what
い
a
うもの
box
なのかを
is.
今回は気流ロボが箱
For
と
this
は何
experiment,
かを
we
大
assumed
ま
that
かには知ってい
RoboKiryu
ると
had
い
a
う
basic
前提だったけ
idea
ど
of what a box is.
この通りちょっと情
But
報
as
が
you've
揺
just
れるだ
seen,
けで
we
人
adjust
工
the
知能は
information that
期待した
received
動作
even
を
a
しな
little,
くなるわけ。
and the AI won't do what you want it to.
それに今はテーブルの
So,
上の箱はこ
also,
れ
there's
1個
only
しか
one
ない
box
け
on
ど
this table,
も
but
し箱そっ
if
くり
there
に
were a
四角
square
い
stone
石
that
があっ
looked
た
like a
ら
box, you need
そ
to
れと箱とを区
you
別す
need
る
an order
命
to
令が必要よ
differentiate
ね
the two.
箱の上に石が乗っていたら
If the
まず
stone
そ
was
の
on
石を
top of the
どか
box,
す命令
you'd
を
need
し
to
ない
first
と
give it an order
中
to
身を
move
取
it
り出
too.
すことはできないわ。こんな風にあ
So
ら
you
ゆ
need
る
to
可能
remove
性
each
を一個
possibility
ずつ
one
排
by
除する
one.
そんなの、キリ
You'd
がない
never
な。
be done, huh?
そうよ。
Yep.
キリがない。
Never.
どんな条件が判断に影響す
You
る
don't
か
know
わから
what
ないから
conditions can affect the AI's
思いつくもの
judgment,
は
so you need to
全部
include
命令に
every
含めなきゃいけない
possibility you can think of.
桐生さん、今日の
Kitty,
朝食は
what did you
何を
have
食
for
べたかし
breakfast
ら
today? For breakfast today? What was this about? A jam bun.
あんまん以外に朝食の選択肢は
Did you
あ
have
っ
any
た
choices besides jam buns for breakfast?
肉まん。
A meat bun.
もし肉まんを選んでいたら
If you'd chosen the meat
桐生
bun,
さん
your
の
actions
行動
might
は
have been
変わっていたか
or
もしれ
might
な
have
いよ
changed.
ね。
You need to
そ
take
れ
that
を
into
考慮
account
に入れ
too.
ないと あとはそうね
Also, there's the weather as well. It's all clear out today, but if it was raining, you might have
それも考慮に入れ
had
ない
to
と
take that into account.
それにこの部
There's
屋
also
の
the
温度
temperature and
湿度
humidity of the room.
テーブル
There's
の
also
量
the
も
color
重
of the
要
table
ね
that's important as
も
well.
ちろん材
You'd also
質
need to measure its height
床から
from
の
the
高
floor
さ
and
も
know what
測
type
らな
of
きゃ
material it's made of.
そこのカーテンは開いているけど
The
これが
curtain's
閉ま
open,
ってい
but
たら
what if it was closed?
あるいは半開
Sounds
きだ
like
った
time
場
travel.
合 75% 以上開いている場合
You need to
個別
test
に
the
検討
cases
し
where
な
it
い
was
と
half open and 75% individually as well.
カーテンの汚れ具合も関係するかもしれ
The
ない
cleanliness of a curtain might play a factor too.
前にクリーニングに出したのはい
When's
つ
the
か
last
しら
time it was cleaned? You
そ
also
の
need to
時の料
consider
金
how
や
much you paid,
店員の態度だっていう
the
パラメ
cleaner's
ーターとして
attitude as
考
well
慮
as
す
the
る
parameters.
それに
And
ストップストップ
I had to stop her before she went any further.
いくらなんでも朝食や天気
There's
は
no way this morning's breakfast could influence whether or not she picks up a box off the table,
カーテンが汚れてるかどうかなんても
let
っと
alone
不
how
関
clean
係
the
だ
curtain is.
だからその辺はあらかじめ条
So
件から
couldn't you just
除外
take
して
them
も
off the list?
いいはずじゃないか
Mo's eyes began to shine.
そう
I like this
それ
stuff.
よ
That's it. That's exactly right.
え
岡部さんの言う通りよ
You're exactly right, Okabe.
確かに朝食や天気は
Breakfast and weather
箱を
have
開け
nothing
る
to
の
do
に
with
何の
opening a
関係
box.
だったら
Then,
でもどうして岡部さんは
but
それがわか
how
るの
did you know that?
いや
Well,
そんな
I
の
mean,
普通に考
normally-
えれば
And finally, I understood the point of this experiment. And Maho nodded,
そ
satisfied.
うよ人
That's
工
right.
知能には
And AI doesn't know what normal is.
なるほど
これが
I see.
フレーム問題よ
That's the frame problem.
ある一つの命令を実行
And
する
AI
のに
needs to consider an endless number of attached conditions to know how to execute an order.
その条件のうち
The vast majority of those conditions could probably be ignored, but the AI doesn't know which to ignore.
そうなるとあらゆる
Which means that it has to consider everything.
でもあらゆる
But
事象
everything is an infinite set.
つまり
isn't it?
無限に存在する条件
If
を
it has
全
to
て確認していたら
examine an infinite number of conditions, it will never be able to pick up that
箱
box.
を開けるという行為に
A human knows without having to think it that breakfast and the table's color have nothing to do with opening a box.
人
But
工
an
知
AI
能
doesn't.
問題を解決するために
A human can
検討
easily
する範
frame
囲を
which
どこ
conditions
まで
need
に
to be
設定す
accounted
るか
for, but an AI
その
can't.
枠つまり
So that's the
フレー
frame
ム
problem.
なるほど
I see.
面白いな
Interesting.
でしょ
Isn't it?
でもどう
But
して
why are
人間
humans
はそ
able
の
to
枠
create a
を決め
frame?
られるんだ
それがさっぱりわ
We
から
have
ない
no
の
idea. It's been one of the
人工
mysteries
知
of
能
the
研
AI
究
field for
60
60
年
years.
のアマデウスはフレーム
One
問
of
題
the
を
goals of
解
the
明する
Amadeus
研究で
project
も
is
あ
solving
る
the frame problem.
クリスを見ていると
When you look
一
at
見
Kudisu,
フレーム問題を解
it
決
may
してい
feel
るよ
like
う
she
に
solved it.
でもどうして彼女はそれを
But
解
we don't
決
know
で
how.
それどころか
In
クリ
fact,
ス
neither
自
does
身
she.
分かってないって
You don't know?
アマデウスは
Didn't you
君
make
が作ったんだろ
Amadeus?
仮説だったらいくらでもあるわよ
Give you dozens of hypotheses
数
if
学
you
的
want
に
them.
は証明
But
で
we've
きていない
got no mathematical proof.
第一
Jesus Christ.
私が作ったのは
And anyway, what I made was a mechanism for extracting and digitizing human memories, and then an AI that executed them like a brain, like a
ト
human
ータル
brain.
では
Got it.
脳の挙動をシミュレートしているけ
It's
ど
a total simulation of the brain, but that doesn't mean we know how everything works.
地球と同じだけの質量を
We
持
know
った
that you
物
can
体を
create an
作れば
object with the same mass as the
一時の
Earth,
重力を発
and it'll
生
have
させられ
equal
る
gravity. It'll have gravity equal to 1
だけ
gram.
ど重力の発
Though
生
that
メ
doesn't
カ
mean
ニズ
we
ム
know
を
how
解明
gravity
した
works.
そういえば分かりやすいかしら
Is that easier to understand?
全く分かりやすくはない
Not a lot easier,
言い
but I
たいこと
understand
は
what you're getting at.
人間のように動く人工知
You
能
created
が
an
できた
AI that works like a human, but
けれど
how it works
それ
like
が
a
なぜ
human, you
人
don't
間のよう
know.
に
そういうこと
That's right.
でもこれだって
But that's still a
人工
huge
知能研究
advance
に
in
おい
AI
て
research.
神経細胞の挙動を
Research to
シミュレ
simulate
ート
the
する研
functions of
究
the
は
neuron
以
had
前
been
か
going
ら
on
行
for
わ
a
れ
long
だけ
time.
ど効率
But
的
we
に
never
機
found a
能
way
す
to
る
create
データを
that
作る
data,
方法が見つからなかった
create data that could function
人
effectively.
間が何十年もかけて
That
見
data
つ
is a
け
complicated,
整理
intertwined
分類
web
して
of everything
脳の
that
中に
humans
構
need
築したとんでもない複雑
categorized
回帰
into
のデ
the
ータ
and stored into the brains over decades.
つ
Jesus.
まり記憶か
In other words, memories. Exactly.
この
The
記憶
structure
と
of
いうデ
memories has
ータ
been a
の構
mystery
造
for a long
がけれ
time.
どクリス
But
の
thanks to
研究
Kudis's
のおかげ
research,
で
we were able to
ひとま
extract
ず
an
記憶
entire
を
set of
丸ごとデ
memories
ジタ
and
ルいまだ
digitize them.
にそのデータ構造自
We
体
still
を
don't
持
know
ち
what
だ
the
けど
data, how the data
それを
itself
デ
is
ータと
stored,
して
but we
使
know
う
how
こ
to
と
use
は
it now.
And
And that's
Amadeus.
Amadeus.
ええそういうこと
Yes, that's right. I'm gonna have to end it here before it gets too long. It's already almost an hour. Thank you guys guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode, whatever it may be. Peace out, you guys.